We have an interesting late night asshole consulting request. If you have any time of consulting requests, go to assholeconsulting.com, where I, the world's only professional asshole, will kick your ass by delivering the truth as long as you pay me money. And our good buddy Arcady writes, he's a regular. New video request, please provide a money quote. I can imagine that this social distancing paranoia will last for at least a year or longer, especially among women, and will make them far more careful and picky about who they go out with, let alone touch, kiss, and have sex with. Do you think this will be a significant factor in discouraging people from having casual sex and almost forcing them to look for a serious relationship? No. No, I disagree with so many of the premises. I disagree with some of which you're accurate about. So let's kind of suss this out. The paranoia, I don't think is going to last that long. I think people, unless they start seeing people dropping like flies and they know somebody, they're itching to get out. They're getting stir crazy. And I don't, even if they wanted to, I don't think government's going to be able to keep people away for much longer. But will some percentage of the population still worry and wear their masks? You know, like all those weird people at the airport when there's no pandemic going on, they still wear their masks. And women are more risk averse than men. That's in part why they live longer. The greater distribution theory, where women do not have wider variability theory, where men are more extreme. We'll take more risks. We'll do more dumb things. We'll do more smart things. There's more of us on the extremes of both good and bad, and women are less variable in their behavior, and so women are less. They're more risk averse. They are less risky. So I can see by their nature, logically, not irrationally, but logically, like, whoa, hang on, you know, your dad, you go scuff up your knee, and your dad, like, yeah, go play some more. Your mom would rush in and put whatever Bactine or bleach or whatever the hell she did, like, because they're moms, they're women, that's what they do. Can't have you in without the yang. That serves a purpose. We're dumb. We'll do bikes off of rooftops of houses and jumps. We're dumb. We are risky. So I can almost guarantee you women will be more concerned and more careful about who they go out with, let alone touch, kiss, and have sex with. But it won't be necessarily an irrational fear. I think it will just be female nature of being risk averse. And whereas a guy would be ready to like go on a real date, these romances that have formed where everyone meets on the internet and they go on digital dates and they're on Zoom and they're watching a movie together. Oh my God, it's so wonderful talking to you. The guy would be like, hey, do you want to meet up in the real world? We got the all clear from Governor so-and-so. The women, yeah, I could see where it's like, I'm not ready. And it's not that they wouldn't necessarily have an interest in you. It's just that they still think the risk is too high. That will then parlay into domino effect into touch, kiss, and have sex with. Do you think this will be a significant factor in discouraging people from having casual sex and almost forcing them to look for a serious relationship? No. Corona Chan, the great and merciful Corona Chan, has the potential to teach society a lot of things, like we don't have to commute anymore. Boomer bosses should just shut the fuck off and take a long walk off a short pier. We don't need to go to physical overpriced schools anymore. K through 12 education, the model as we know it, is obsolete, and teachers are completely replaceable with YouTube and internet teachers who are, one internet teacher who's superior than all the other internet teachers on whatever geography can teach it better to millions of students for a fraction of the cost than a brick and mortar school can. I have such cynical disbelief in my fellow man, such a lack of faith in your average human, that even with low-hanging fruit, like, solving the millennial housing price problem, Gen Z housing problem now, we could convert all those skyscrapers and commercial office buildings to residential, but we don't want to do that. So if society is not going to follow up on those, no traffic, no rush hour, if society is not going to follow up and avail themselves of those opportunities, they're not going to do something as prudish or thoughtful as like, well, this is going to make me pause for thought. They're going to line right the fuck back up on those metered ramps. They're going to go re-sign a new mortgage for their latest SUV. They're going to enslave themselves to the corporate boss. And I have no faith in humanity to learn from any of their mistakes. None. Not that casual sex is a mistake, but you're not going to get mature, responsible behavior out of this. And people are now going to like, I should really look for a serious relationship. That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. But what I will say, I took a note here. Getting back to you with the effects, social distancing, if it's going to be with us this long. One, I don't think it's going to be with us a year or longer. I think we're going to be back to normal and economic normal in 3 months, social normal within one, maybe 1.5. And what you're going to find is once this drops off and women are okay going out with men in person, men are okay going out with women in person, you find out they weren't that much pickier to begin with. They were already really picky. This just gave them an excuse. This is why the rule is and the joke is, which probably won't be a joke, is any romance that has been formed, the second the guy wants to meet in person, it will end and she will ghost you. That's where all these romances are going to end up. And we expect a failure rate of about 90 to 95%. And trust us, our model was made by the same people that made the coronavirus model and the global warming model. So it's going to be right. So this may give some of them an excuse for a while. Like, after that corona, I'm not sure. It'll just be one of the many quivers of arrows they have or arrows in their quiver. Yeah, arrows in their quiver. An added arrow to their quiver of excuses as to why they don't, But I don't think it's going to lessen the amount of kissing and hugging and dating that goes on, which is coming to a trickle stage, I'd imagine. And it certainly is. I guarantee you right now, no matter what the lockdown rules for your local area, women make rules for betas and they will break rules for alphas. I forget who said it. Somebody who stands people up when you want to come visit this guy. Like, hey, I want to visit this guy. He stands you up twice. I won't mention who it is. We'll just say his last name starts with a T and ends with Omasi. You can figure out the rest. But yeah, if you're in that top 20%, certainly if you're in the top 5, especially the top 1, these girls will throw all the rules under the bus. Society, matrimonial, actual, legal, ethical, principle, finance, whatever. They will. They absolutely will. And so that's, I guess, just another rule to break. What about the coronas thing? Oh, don't worry, we're young. I mean, you guys have seen it. I think every one of you guys, girl really likes, they'll do whatever to get to you. So they'll still have sex with the guys that want to have sex. They're still doing it right now. But I don't think this is going to change dynamics. I don't think it will change their behavior. I think they will go out and kiss and touch and have sex with just as many men as they were beforehand. This is merely another excuse or another rule to break in case you are an alpha. And do I think that's cute? Oh, Arcady, you're so cute. Do you think this would be a significant factor in discouraging people from having casual sex? Already people are discouraged. Have you looked at young people today? Most of them are fat and obese and ugly with ear gauges and eyebrow piercings and tatted up this and, fucked up hair and soy boy men with limp wrists. Nobody's having sex. Okay, I take that back. Some people are, but casual sex was already in the decline before coronavirus came along. And serious relationship, I don't think that's going to happen either. I think other factors, other variables are at play here outside of the virus in relation to women. Women are they're this. The younger you go, the more pronounced this is. The older, it's the opposite. But younger women in particular are they're more interested in their careers and their education and travel and their animal rescues and their politics. They're certainly more interested in their politics than they are forming serious relationships. And if it's a relationship, it really is like, well, I want a car and a teacup talk in a relationship, and there's no bonding going on. There's no like, well, are you going to lead? Am I going to lead? You know, we're going to form the relationship is a check mark. It's a chevron on their shoulder. So I'd say there's very few people looking at serious relationship, less than 5%, where it's like, oh no, okay, yeah, there's going to be one lead and one follow. And okay, are we going to have kids? Who's going to stay home and raise the kids? Again, it doesn't have to be the man or the woman, but there's very, very, very few women today that says, oh, we're bringing other humans into the world. Well, who's going to stay home and take care of the kids? Because that's something we got to consider, because the kids are more important than our money, than our SUV. And when you use that as a barometer or a measure as to how to gauge interest in a serious relationship, it's microscopic, it's minute, it's absolutely less than 5%. And they may get together in a serious relationship, but it won't go anywhere. It won't be happy, it won't be productive, and then they'll drop out of it. So I don't think they're ever really looking at a serious relationship. I think they think it's a serious relationship, but it's not. And sex is that's already been, and you have guys leaving that market too. I mean, it's kind of like the Titanic has not only been hit by the iceberg and tipped over, it's cracked in half now. And let's just say some World War I old fighter plane bomber came in and dropped a bomb on top of it. He's like, do you think the Titanic's going to sink? It's like, it's pretty much been sinking. I'm sure that didn't help. That little bomb didn't help. Somebody farted on the deck of the Titanic as it was sinking. Like, do you think that fart is going to make people think about getting the lifeboats any faster? It's like, ugh. No, I think force is much stronger than that guy farting on the top of the Titanic that was still up. I think people were already panicking about lifeboats. I think the ship was going to sink anyway. So it doesn't help. No, it does not. It absolutely doesn't. When you're panicking for your life and you take in a big breath of somebody's other, ass gas, that probably does not help the situation. But the Titanic was going to sink regardless. So there we go. Will it help people find love? And oh, so funny. Yes, me for governor. Yes, I would not be a public servant to the state in any way, shape, or form. The only way I'd be governor is like, tell me when you got a bill for me to sign. Otherwise, fuck you. I'm just here for my free pension. You can all go eat a bag of dicks. I hate you people. I'm only here for the money. If you want to impeach me, that's fine. But I get my fucking pension. All right, that's it. Questions, answers. Send interesting ones like that. I appreciate the interesting ones. Go to assholeconsulting.com. And tomorrow we'll have the Older Brother podcast. So you guys can all tune into that. It'll be 9-ish, 30, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I don't know. Whenever me and Chad get up. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.